What's going on, No Carbs Nation? How are we doing today? Hey, do you have type 2 diabetes? Well, if you do, you're not alone. Good news is you don't have to suffer. So, first, let's start off by saying this is not medical advice. I am not a doctor. I did not sleep at a Holiday Inn Express last night. What this is, though, is my second video in my series called My Journey to Better Health. Documenting my story from being very ill to regaining my life, if you will. So this is video number 2 of 7, and today's topic is type 2 diabetes. So I've got a computer down here. I usually don't do this, but I have some stats I wanted to share with you all today regarding type 2 diabetes. So out of all the diabetes diagnoses in this country today, 95% of those cases are type 2 diabetes. Only 5% are type 1. So 462 million people worldwide are diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. In America, 37 million people today alone type 2 diabetes. It's crazy. So in comparison, so that's 2023. It's probably 2022 data, to be honest with you, but in 1958, about 500,000 cases of diabetes in total existed in the United States. 500,000. From 1990 to 2010, that's a 20-year span. So the number of new type 2 diabetes cases doubled every single year. That's amazing. So, and in 2015, 30 million American adults diagnosed or had type 2 diabetes. We went from 500,000 to where I say we are today. 37 million people in this country have type 2 diabetes. It's insane. So, in correlation with the increase in diabetes diagnoses is also the obesity rate. So the obesity rate has also risen drastically over the years as well. So in 1995, obesity affected 15% of Americans. 1995. In 2008, that figure was 25.6%. And during that time, from 95 to 2008, the incidence of diabetes increased 90%. There's a direct correlation there. So why is diabetes so serious? So diabetes is the 7th leading cause of death in the United States. Diabetes can have serious health consequences. Diabetes causes more deaths each year than AIDS and breast cancer combined in the U.S. According to the CDC, over 79,000 deaths occur each year due to diabetes or complications from. According to the ADA, diabetes significantly increases the likeliness of a heart attack and stroke, causes diabetic retinopathy, which can lead to vision loss and blindness, counts for 44% of new kidney failure cases. That's each year. It's wow. It counts for over 73,000 lower limb amputations per year in the U.S. 73,000. Wow. That's a freaking sports stadium full of people having lower limb amputations each year due to diabetes. It's insane. That's just in America. So where else we got? Other diabetes-associated problems include peripheral neuropathy, which I suffered from, neurological issues, which I suffered from, brain fog, which I suffered from, and much more. So diabetes also has a significant impact from a cost perspective in the United States. So productivity loss due to reduced work performance associated with diabetes in America, in 2012 in the United States, equated to 113 million days of lost productivity, which equates to about 20.8 billion with a B dollars. And in 2017, diabetes cost the United States $327 billion in medical costs and lost productivity. It's crazy. What has changed over the decades that correlate the increase in diabetes and obesity? Our diet, right? Our diet has changed drastically. So the American diet today is filled with processed foods, sugars, seed oils, just all of these things over the past few decades directly correlates to the diabetes increase and obesity increase. So our sedentary lifestyle also comes into play, right? As Americans in general, we are eating like crap. We are putting garbage into our bodies and we're moving less, right? We're not exercising and training like we used to. We're not as active as we used to be. That's a huge combination for disaster. Listen, type 2 diabetes is a disaster. It's awful for your health. It's a pandemic in this country, whether you want to admit it or not. The good news is you don't have to suffer. You don't have to. I've been told by many people you cannot reverse type 2 diabetes. I'm here to tell you, bullshit, right? I personally have reversed my type 2 diabetes. I no longer take type 2 diabetes medication, right? And 99% of my health symptoms, I believe, were correlated in some way with my type 2 diabetes at the time. I took my A1C from 10.1 to 5.3 in not very long of a time, right? How did I do this? Simply my diet. That's it. Simply by what I was putting in my body. So I was so ignorant at one time that I thought my type 2 diabetes diagnosis, just part of getting old. I was literally an idiot. Thankfully, I saw the light. So my health was failing fast. It was going downhill fast. Too many scans, tests, prods, and pokes. And finally, in December of 2017, I was doing some research, found some articles, and I made the conscious decision to go to a low carb lifestyle. I had to. I was desperate. My health was failing so fast. And I firmly believe this today. If I didn't make that change, I wouldn't be alive today. I'd be dead. I was, 45 years old when I made that decision. I would have never made it to 50. I 100% firmly believe that. What's crazy is people still tell me I'm a fool, right? You listen to some of these experts, for diabetes care, they're still recommending bananas and oats and whole grain. That's awful, right? I'm not saying you have to eat how I eat. I think if you start by just eliminating the processed crap and eliminating the sugars, the alcohols, the grains, just getting rid of all of it and focusing on natural foods that you can grow or raise, right? I think that's a heck of a good start. I think you'll start seeing the weight loss come off. I think you'll start seeing some of your symptoms reversed. I think you will see significant differences in your health. Me personally, I started low carb. At the time, I think I was 30 grams or less is what I tried to do. Eventually migrated to a more carnivore style lifestyle, animal-based, ketovore. I don't like to label this shit. Some people do. That's fine. What I do is I focus on animal-based foods. That is typically 0 to 10 carbs a day. The minimal carbs that I get typically come from eggs, which I think have 0.4. And I eat 4 to 6 eggs a day. Some cheese. Really, that's it. I will occasionally have some vegetables. I'm not opposed to vegetables. I'm not even opposed to fruits per se, right? I think occasionally have a blueberry, a blackberry. Occasionally have a salad. I'm taking my wife out to dinner. Asparagus. I just don't eat a lot of it, right? It's a rare. handful of times in a year, maybe. I focus 99.9% of my diet is meat, eggs, and cheese, coffee and water. That's it. And again, I've lost a ton of weight. I'm no longer obese. I'm 50 years old and I'm healthier now than I was at 30, than I was at 40. And I look like I did when I was in my 20s. So listen, the whole point of this again is type 2 diabetes is a nasty disease. It will destroy your health. It will eventually kill you, but you'll suffer for a long time along the way. It just is what it is. And with what I say that number was 37 million people in America today have it, it's an issue, but you don't have to suffer. You have a choice, right? I can't make that choice for you. It's up to you. If you want to, live a painful life with all those meds and all those symptoms, and that's on you. I'm not here to tell you how to live your life. All I'm telling you is that if you're sick of being sick, like I was, right? If you got to the point where you're scared for your life, your health, like I was, if you determine that you want to live longer for those special people in your life, your spouse, your kids, grandkids, whatever it is, you've made that determination to not live with type 2 diabetes, you can do it, right? But you have to make the choice. It's not that difficult, right? Change what you're eating. Change what you're putting into your body. Eliminate the unnatural, processed, sugary garbage, the seed oils. Just get them out. Focus on natural foods to start. Take it from there. Listen to your body, right? Okay, that's it. That's my advice today. Thank you for tuning in. I'm very passionate about this subject, as you can tell. I appreciate the support, and that's it. We will talk to you next time. Stay strong, No Carbs Nation. I love you. We'll talk to you next time.